Good afternoon, Laura here. Day 17 of my 90-day challenge of doing videos for 90 days. So having a lot of fun with this. I just wanted to introduce myself in case you haven't seen any of my videos, but my name is Laura, like I said, and I've been with Entra since March, and just amazing. It's changed my life. I've going through the affiliate marketing course and trying to build that. And then I've gone to Insight and Impact, which have been so life-changing. I can't even go anywhere. I mean, it's just been amazing. And I am planning on going to Influence in March. So excited about that. Today, I just want to continue my discussion on the 4 agreements, which I'm just basically going through each of the agreements. My dog is sitting here trying to get my attention. Sorry. So anyways, so there's 4 agreements. This book is by Miguel Ruiz. I would suggest getting it. Really easy read. I did get it at Impact and did not have time to read it. So I'm really going into it now. So the first agreement was be impeccable to your word. The second agreement was do not take anything personally. And now the third agreement is don't make assumptions. Okay, that's the third agreement. So the problem with making assumptions is that we believe that they are true. We make assumptions about what others are doing or thinking. We take it personally, then we blame them and react by sending emotional poison with our words. And if you remember from the first agreement, being impeccable to your word, then when we're putting that emotional poison out there in the world, we're being black magicians, okay? We make an assumption, we misunderstand, we take it personally, and we end up creating a whole big drama for nothing, okay? It is always better to ask questions than to make an assumption, because assumptions set us up for suffering. Nobody wants that, right? Because we don't understand something, we make assumptions about the meaning. And when the truth comes out, the bubble of the dream pops and we find out that it was not what we thought it was at all. Making assumptions in our relationships is really asking for problems. Often we make the assumption that our partners know what we think and that we don't have to say what we want. If they don't do what we assume they should do, we feel hurt and say, you should have known. How many of us have done that? I mean, marriage, relationships, even your parents, your children, you know, it's really, and just a kind of a side note, you know, I did lose my husband about 6 years ago, but we definitely had issues with this. We were both playing this game of making assumptions that, you know, what the other person should do, what we should, you know, where we're at. And so it was, that's one of the regrets that I do have in my life, is that we weren't able to really fix our communication in our relationship. So just want to put that out there. Anyway, so back to this. If others tell us something, we make assumptions. And if they don't tell us something, we make assumptions to fulfill our need to know and to replace the need to communicate. We make all sorts of assumptions because we don't have the courage to ask questions. These assumptions are made so fast and unconsciously most of the time because we have those agreements in our head to communicate this way. We have agreed that it is not safe to ask questions. We have agreed that if people love us, they should know what we want or how we feel. So even before others have a chance to reject us, we have already rejected ourselves. We also make assumptions about ourselves, and this creates a lot of inner conflict. You overestimate or underestimate yourself because you haven't taken the time to ask yourself questions and to answer them. Perhaps we need to gather more information or facts about a particular situation, Or maybe we need to stop lying to ourselves about what we truly want. We have to be what we are so we don't have to present a false image. If you love me the way I am, okay, take me. If you don't love me the way I am, okay, bye-bye, find someone else. It may sound harsh, but this kind of communication means the personal agreements we make with others are clear and impeccable from the start. So then you don't have to worry about all that stuff, that suffering and, hell that you're going through because we're not communicating. You have it up front, what those agreements are. It's just like signing a contract for anything. Make sure it's clear before you sign it. Otherwise, it might not be so great later on. We need to stop making assumptions with, our partners, and then eventually with everyone in our life. And when we do that, our way of communicating will change completely. And your relationships will no longer suffer from conflicts created by mistaken assumptions. Okay, so as I was saying, the way to keep yourself from making assumptions is to what? Ask questions. If you don't understand, we got to ask. Have the courage. We have to have the courage to ask questions until we are clear as we can be on something. Don't move forward until you have the answer to the question. We're uncomfortable with that silence of waiting for that answer. But people are programmed. We're programmed to answer questions. So if you ask them a question, it's not going to be hard for them to answer it, because we're already programmed to answer that. The day you stop making assumptions, you will communicate cleanly and clearly and free of emotional poison. Without making assumption, your word becomes impeccable, which is the first agreement, being impeccable to your word. So this third agreement, again, is don't make assumptions, it's very difficult to do. But becoming aware of these habits and understanding the importance of this agreement is the first step. But what really makes a difference is action. We want to be taking action over and over, which will strengthen our will, and it will nurture the seed and establish a solid foundation for the new habit to grow. It's just repetition. We have to keep repeating it until it becomes second nature. You will see how the magic of your word transforms you from a black magician into a white magician. A white magician uses the word for creation, giving, sharing, and love. Black magicians put emotional poison out there. When you transform your whole dream, magic just happens in your life. What you need comes to you easily because spirit moves freely through you. This is the mastery of intent, the mastery of the spirit, the mastery of love, the mastery of gratitude, and the mastery of life. This is the path to personal freedom. So that was the third agreement. Don't make assumptions. Tomorrow we'll be talking about the fourth agreement. Always do your best. So I'm excited about that one too, because I'm reading it with you. I haven't read that one yet. So again, the Four Agreements by Miguel Ruiz. And remember, just get a little bit better each day and think about where you'll be at 365 days from now. Okay, until next time, take care and have a great day.